Picture this. It's the end of the month, you open your banking app. You already know what you're going to see, but you check anyway. Your paycheck hit and somehow magically your balance still feels thin. And you're thinking, wait, where did my money actually go? You didn't buy anything crazy. No luxury vacations. No Lambos. Just coffee here, Amazon there, eating out because you were tired, and boom, another month gone. And the worst part, you make decent money. You're not irresponsible. You're not dumb. You care about your finances. So why does it still feel like you're stuck on a treadmill that's going slightly too fast? If that feels uncomfortably familiar, yeah, that's literally most people. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets uncomfortable. The people who actually escape this cycle don't just budget better. They don't just earn more. They think about money in a completely different way. And psychology explains exactly why only about 2% of people ever adopt that mindset. My name is Nick, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, behavior, and why smart people still make terrible financial decisions. If you're someone who works hard, tries to do the right things financially, but still feels behind, or feels like everyone else got a rulebook you never received, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're going to talk about the way the top 2% of thinkers approach money, and why your brain actively fights against thinking that way. And yeah, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Look, we need to clear something up immediately. Most people believe if I just made more money, my financial problems would go away. That sounds reasonable. It feels logical. And it's mostly wrong. Here's a stat that should mess with your head. According to data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, nearly 70% of people who receive a large financial windfall, like a bonus, inheritance, or lottery win, end up broke or worse off within a few years. 70%. That means money alone doesn't fix money problems. So what does? This is where psychology comes in. Only about 2% of people consistently think in terms of long-term trade-offs rather than short-term relief. Not motivations, not discipline, not intelligence, time horizons. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain is not designed to optimize for wealth. It's designed to optimize for comfort right now. From an evolutionary standpoint, your brain is basically like, hey, we survived today, cool, eat the berries, save the energy, avoid pain. Long-term investing, delayed gratification, sacrificing now for a future version of you that doesn't even exist yet. Your brain hates that. This concept is called present bias. Behavioral economists like Daniel Kahneman and Richard Thaler have studied this extensively. It's the idea that humans overvalue immediate rewards and massively undervalue future rewards. Let me give you a simple example. Would you rather have $100 today or $150 in 1 year? Most people choose $100 today. But now change the question. Would you rather have $100 in 10 years or $150 in 11 years? Suddenly, people choose the 150. Same difference. Same math. Different timing. That's present bias controlling your decision-making. Now let's apply this to real money. Imagine you're 25 years old. You invest $500 per month into an index fund, earning an average 8% annually. By age 65, you'd have roughly $1.5 million. But here's the part that breaks people's brains. If you wait just 10 years, start at 35 instead of 25, you don't lose 10 years of contributions. You lose over $700,000. Not because you didn't invest as much, but because you didn't give time a chance to work. The 2% think in terms of time leverage. Everyone else thinks in terms of monthly affordability. Here's an analogy that usually clicks. Imagine planting a tree. Most people walk up to a tiny sapling and say, this isn't doing anything. I don't see results. This feels pointless. So they stop watering it. The 2% understand that trees don't grow visibly every day, but underground, the roots are spreading like crazy. Money works the same way. Boring at first, invisible for years, then suddenly unavoidable. Now you might be thinking, Nick, that's great, but I don't have extra money to invest. Totally fair. Let's talk about that. According to a Federal Reserve survey, nearly 60% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without going into debt. So no, this isn't about being rich already. It's about how you prioritize with what you have. The 2% don't ask, can I afford this? They ask, what is this costing future me? That's the shift. This is where it gets really interesting. The biggest difference isn't behavior. It's identity. Psychologists call this identity-based decision-making. Most people see saving and investing as something they do. The 2% see it as something they are. I'm the type of person who pays myself first. I'm the type of person who doesn't trade future freedom for temporary comfort. Once something becomes identity-based, willpower becomes irrelevant. I had a friend, let's call him Mike. Mike and I made almost the exact same income out of college. Same city, same rent, same lifestyle on paper. 10 years later, Mike has a 7-figure net worth. I asked him what the secret was. He said, I never asked if something was worth the money. I asked if it was worth the delay to my freedom. That sentence messed me up. So why don't more people think this way? 3 reasons. First, social comparison. We compare ourselves to people who are also broke but spending. Instagram makes debt look like success. Second, emotional accounting. We treat money differently based on where it comes from. Bonuses feel free. Refunds feel like gifts. So we waste them. Third, lack of feedback. Financial decisions don't punish you immediately. The consequences show up decades later. Your brain hates delayed feedback. Here is something you can do today. Automate your future. Before you ever see your paycheck, automatically invest 10% and automatically save for emergencies. If you never see the money, your brain stops missing it. This works because behavior bites motivation. Here's another step. Create a future cost rule. Before any non-essential purchase, ask, what does this cost me in 10 years? A $3,000 vacation at 8% is about $14,000 in future value. Still worth it? Sometimes, yes. But now it's a conscious trade-off. And one more. Measure freedom, not stuff. Most people track spending. The 2% track time. How many months of freedom does my net worth buy me? That changes everything. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to stop letting your brain run outdated software. Your instincts are optimized for survival, not abundance. Once you understand that, money stops being emotional and starts becoming mechanical. Look, I get slightly frustrated talking about this, not because people are lazy or careless, but because so many people are so close to breaking free and don't realize it. The gap between struggling and thriving is rarely income. It's perspective. And once you start thinking like the 2%, once you prioritize time, identity, and future leverage, money stops feeling like this constant source of stress. It becomes a tool. If this video helped shift the way you think, hit the like button. It tells the algorithm to show this to someone else who needs it. Subscribe if you want more videos breaking down the psychology and math behind money without the fluff. And remember, you don't lose financially because you're bad with money. You lose because no one taught you how your brain actually works. Now you know. I'll see you in the next one.